mama before anything. I'm sick of you low-life trying to discredit my own time. I got a fucking OnlyFans. It's a motherfucking fan page.
While it has become normal to see TikTok parents use their children for money and fame, only a handful of them have actually become mainstream celebrities using their child as a free card to reach that. Meet Tisha Tucker, an infamous TikTok mom in her 40s whose behavior toward her 4-year-old daughter is not just questionable, but also genuinely disturbing. From the start, Tisha refers to her 4-year-old daughter Miss Shirley, which is very creepy and makes her look like she is an adult woman. Tisha posts her daughter dancing to songs on TikTok. While her daughter is a very smart and intelligent kid who is able to dance perfectly at this young age, the songs she dances to are not particularly meant for kids. They are inappropriate songs. Among the many songs, one of the worst ones even has the word ass in it, to which Tisha made her daughter dance with it, all while she herself was showing it on her body while dancing. But this is the least disturbing of everything we are about to cover. From being accused of creating an OnlyFans page for her daughter, to letting her go to nightclubs to perform dances, the Tisha rabbit hole is much disturbing and deranged. Before all the fame in the Ms. Shirley brand, Tisha Tucker first started posting on TikTok around August 2021. At the time, her content was mainly focused on her hairstyling business, where she would show before and after transformations of her clients' hair. These videos were simple, straight to the point, and clearly meant to promote her small, humble service. It looked like a regular hustle, someone using social media as a tool to grow a business and reach more people. There was nothing harmful about this, in fact. It painted a pretty normal picture. A mother trying to build something for herself, using the resources she had, and putting in the work to support her family. It felt grounded, realistic, and relatable. Around that same time, Tisha also gave birth to her youngest daughter, LaR'iyah. Like many parents on social media, she would occasionally share cute pictures and short clips of her baby. These posts were spaced out and didn't seem like the main focus of her page at first. And while posting a newborn online, especially on a platform like TikTok, can raise some concerns due to the type of audience it can attract, her actions at this stage didn't come off as extreme or deeply concerning. It was something a lot of parents do without thinking too much about the long-term effects. Her business content was getting some traction, but overall the views were still relatively modest. However, something interesting started to happen. The posts featuring LaR'iyah, especially the slideshow style videos with music in the background, began pulling in much higher engagement. These clips were getting noticeably more views, more likes, and more attention compared to her usual hair content. Seeing this sudden difference, Tisha slowly began shifting her focus. Instead of mainly promoting her business, she started posting more videos centered around her daughter. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. Content was still light and innocent, just small, everyday moments of LaR'iyah doing what kids her age normally do, laughing, moving around, and being playful.
Get off my shoe!
These little boy shoes, pretty bad.
Don't make a yell.
But things started to take a more concerning turn when Tisha posted a video of LaR'iyah, who was only about 2 years old at the time, singing along to a song that quickly went viral, gaining over 3.5 million views and more than 730,000 likes.
I'm the face of the city. That's why you mad.
At first glance, it might seem like just another viral moment, but the real issue was the content of the song itself. As seen in the clip, the track LaR'iyah was singing along to was not appropriate for someone her age. It included mature themes, strong language, and messages clearly meant for an older audience. The song, performed by rising hip-hop artist Shanesha Smith, was a diss track directed at another person, which naturally included harsh wording and adult subject matter. What makes this situation more concerning is not just the song itself, but the fact that it was being encouraged, recorded, and shared publicly. A child that young repeating those kinds of lyrics raises questions about awareness, boundaries, and what kind of content is being normalized for views. It also marked a noticeable shift in the type of content being posted, moving away from casual, everyday moments into something more attention-driven. From that point on, it became clear that the direction of the account was changing. The focus was no longer just about sharing moments or promoting a business. It was starting to revolve around what would get the most views, the most engagement, and the most attention, even if that meant crossing into uncomfortable territory. This moment didn't go unnoticed, and it quickly sparked backlash from parts of her growing audience. Some viewers were genuinely concerned, leaving comments like, "This baby is beautiful, but she is being exposed to garbage, and does not hate, just tired of seeing this for our babies. Wake up already, break the cycle." It showed that not everyone was comfortable with what they were seeing, and some people were already questioning the direction things were heading. At the same time, there was still a large portion of the audience that saw it very differently. Many people defended the videos and treated them as harmless, calling them cute and saying it was just a child singing along to music. That mixed reaction created a strange balance where concern was present, but it was being drowned out by praise and viral attention. And once that first viral moment hit, Tisha leaned into it. Instead of slowing down, she doubled down and started posting more of the same type of content. That decision paid off in terms of numbers. Not long after, another video of LaR'iyah went viral, this time featuring her singing along to the popular song Shibuya. The clip exploded, pulling in around 6 million views and nearly 1.5 million likes, pushing her even further into the spotlight. On the surface, the video looks like a sweet moment. It shows a mother and daughter spending time together, laughing and bonding. But once again, the issue is the lyrics. The song includes harsh language and adult phrases, and the fact that a 2-year-old not only recognizes the words but confidently sings along to them raises serious concerns. These are not things a child that young should be familiar with, let alone repeating on camera for millions of people to see. Soon after these viral moments, things began to shift even more. At the beginning of 2023, LaR'iyah landed her first online gig, becoming a brand ambassador for a small fashion business on TikTok. It was presented as something exciting and impressive for her age, with Tisha proudly showing it off. Ms. Shirley is a brand ambassador for Unique Fashion. This was literally her first time doing this, but when I say she is natural, this is what I mean. While many people continued to brush everything off as harmless fun, the effects of this kind of exposure were already starting to show. In one video, LaR'iyah can be heard using inappropriate language multiple times while talking to her mother.
What you say, LaR'iyah? What you say?
For most parents, this would be a moment to step in immediately, correct the behavior, and teach the child what is right and wrong, but instead of stopping her or addressing it, Tisha chose to record it. That decision says a lot. It suggests that capturing a viral moment was more important than correcting the behavior in real time. It doesn't stop there either. Tisha continues the interaction, encouraging LaR'iyah to repeat the same words over and over for nearly 2 minutes, all while laughing and treating it like a joke.
Who you talking to?
This time, the reaction in the comment section was much more direct. People were clearly upset and uncomfortable. One person wrote, "Oh no, she is still a baby and she is cursing and you all laughing." Another added, "You all post this stuff like it is funny and it is not." The tone had shifted from light concern to clear frustration. On top of everything else, viewers also noticed another serious issue in that same video. LaR'iyah was sitting in a moving car without being properly secured in her seat. For a child who had just turned 2, that is a major safety risk. Even a small accident could lead to serious harm. The comments reflected that concern as well, with one person asking, "Anyone gonna mention the car is in motion and she is not strapped in her car seat properly? Where I live, there was an accident recently and a 2-year-old was not restrained and he was being taken to a children's hospital with an exposed cranium. People never think it is a big deal until something happens to them." While Tisha's actions are very questionable and concerning, there is no massive controversy or backlash from the internet except for the few people who already noticed the pattern. But this would change in February of 2025 when Tisha posted her daughter dancing to the viral song Boots on the Ground, which would make LaR'iyah a mainstream TikTok star and even lead her to get invited to a famous TV show. At this point, it's very clear that LaR'iyah is a smart and energetic kid who loves to dance, that on its own would be a great and normal thing if the dances she was doing were typical kid dances. But that's not really the case. A lot of the dances she performs, including the viral Boots on the Ground dance, include moves that are not meant for children, like shaking her body in ways that feel too grown for her age. Anyone can see how uncomfortable that is for a 4-year-old, but Tisha doesn't seem to slow down or rethink it. Instead, she keeps pushing forward, promoting her daughter even more, which eventually leads to LaR'iyah being featured on a well-known TV show, The Jennifer Hudson Show. On the show, LaR'iyah dances alongside the hosts and again performs some of those same questionable moves, all while the camera zooms in closely on her body. And this isn't just a small moment being shared with family or close friends. This is being shown to huge audiences. One of her TikTok videos alone pulled in over 20 million views, meaning millions of people are watching and engaging with this kind of content. LaR'iyah became so popular that even the artist behind the Boots on the Ground song, Douglas Furtick, started sharing her videos. Eventually, he even made TikToks with her, and she appeared in the official music video for the song. Naturally, a lot of people online did not take this lightly. Many were upset and started calling Tisha out, saying that a child should not be doing these kinds of dances or being put in these situations. The concern wasn't just about the dancing itself, but about what kind of attention it could attract. And that brings up another serious issue. Platforms like TikTok have a wide audience, and not everyone watching has good intentions. By putting a child in content like this, especially when it starts going viral, it can attract the wrong kind of people. That's what many viewers were worried about. But when Tisha responded to the criticism, she brushed it off, basically saying that bad people will exist no matter what, so it doesn't matter what she posts.
Then y'all come out five more gonna be a time. I protect my.
That response didn't sit well with people. Many felt like it missed the point completely. The concern wasn't just that bad people exist, but that posting certain kinds of content can increase attention from them. Instead of thinking about that risk, Tisha seemed more focused on defending herself, even calling critics haters and dismissing their concerns. Even though Tisha and her supporters often say these videos are just sweet, fun moments between a mother and her daughter, things started to look different as her page grew. After going viral and gaining over 1 million followers, it became harder to ignore the pattern. Tisha started using her child for money and attention. It starts with promoting LaR'iyah for paid bookings, where a 4-year-old is expected to show up at events and perform dances like it's her job. From there, it only grows. She is constantly being booked for events, many of them organized by people they don't even know, all to bring in more money and more exposure. And the worst part is that most of these events are not even meant for kids. A few of them take place in nightclub-type environments, which is honestly shocking for someone that young to be around. At this point, it stops feeling like fun or casual content and starts to feel like pressure, where a child is being pushed into situations that don't match her age at all. LaR'iyah isn't just dancing either, she's being pushed into meet and greets with large crowds of people who recognize her from TikTok, where she has to interact, pose, and entertain like a full-on influencer. That alone would be overwhelming for most adults, so for a 4-year-old, it's a lot. And it gets even more uncomfortable when you look at what's happening during these meetups. Random adults, including men she has never met before, are picking her up and getting very close to her like it's completely normal. That raises serious safety concerns when you consider how young she is, and the fact that not everyone in those crowds can be trusted. Situations like that should be handled with extreme care, but it doesn't seem like those risks are being taken seriously. On top of that, this isn't just occasional, it's constant. Between all the events and the non-stop TikTok dancing videos, LaR'iyah's schedule looks more like a full-time job than a childhood. Instead of spending her time playing, learning, and just being a kid with others her age, she's always working, always performing. And through all of this, Tisha doesn't seem to slow down or reconsider anything, like the money and attention matter more than her child's well-being. While everything we have seen so far is more than enough to show how depraved Tisha is, unfortunately, this is not where the story ends. Tisha would post a video of her daughter in a red dress while a song that is clearly not appropriate for kids plays in the background, and the internet reacts almost immediately. Backlash gets so intense that she ends up deleting the video. In this clip, LaR'iyah is dressed up to look like an adult woman, wearing a red dress, heels, and even a wig. She is not just standing there playing around either, she is dancing to the music, and the lyrics of that song are clearly meant for grown women and carry a very adult tone. Now, to be fair, kids dressing up like adults is not unusual. A lot of children play pretend, wear their parents' clothes, and copy what they see. That by itself is not the issue. The problem is the way LaR'iyah is dancing in this video. That is where it crosses the line and becomes uncomfortable to watch. If something like this happened in private without a camera, it might still feel a bit off, but it would stay within a family setting. Instead, this is being recorded and posted online for millions of people to see, judge, and share. That changes the situation completely. The internet does not take this lightly at all. People react very aggressively, criticizing Tisha's behavior and calling her out across the different platforms. Many TikTok users start making videos about it, and some even go as far as calling for CPS to step in and look into the situation, saying this kind of exposure is not safe for a child.
That is adult music. Put on your red dress. I really genuinely want to know where is her father. I really pray for protection over that baby because she doesn't know any better. She's just doing what she's being taught.
And just when things already look bad, another controversy comes in. Around May 2025, rumors started spreading online claiming that Tisha created an OnlyFans account connected to her daughter. This immediately raises a lot of concern and confusion, and people begin questioning how far things have gone.
But to then go onto OnlyFans, now we know you can have an account without doing risque things. The thing about it is people can pay you to request certain videos. That is 1000% what that mother is doing.
Now, having an OnlyFans account by itself is not automatically wrong, since some influencers use it for paid content that is not always extreme. But the reality is that the platform is widely known for content. Because of that, the idea of a 4-year-old child being linked to anything like that is not just questionable, it crosses into something very serious and disturbing. It is not even comparable to TikTok dancing at that point. At the same time, there is no clear proof that this OnlyFans account actually existed. It is also not clear where the rumor originally started. But because of the pattern people have already seen from Tisha's content, many were quick to believe it. That says a lot on its own. When people can easily believe something like that, it shows how much trust has already been lost. As the rumor spreads, the situation escalates even further. People become so concerned that they report it, and eventually CPS gets contacted to investigate what is going on.
Who called CPS on Miss Shirley mama? Guilty. I didn't know her mama was gonna get on live crashing out afterwards. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn. On my mama, I ain't never had this many people mad at me at one time in my life. I'm not even gonna lie, I was already scared for the little girl while she was doing boots on the ground, goddammit. But then I saw that little Johnny Gill put on your red dress and your high heel videos, and nah, man, I picked up my phone immediately.
Authorities take the situation seriously enough to show up and check on Tisha in her home. That level of response shows how far things have gone at this point. Tisha reacts by going live on Facebook, clearly frustrated and angry, and starts addressing the situation directly. She claims that people are misunderstanding everything, and explains that what people thought was an OnlyFans account was actually just a Facebook page made for LaR'iyah's fans. While it is true that the OnlyFans claim does not have solid proof behind it, that does not fully clear the situation either. A Facebook fan page, now renamed Ms. Shirley's Dance Universe, did not originally include Dance Universe in its title before the backlash and people started calling CPS, which makes the sudden name change stand out even more. And even though Tisha didn't actually create an OnlyFans page, it is very clear that she named this Facebook page that way on purpose to create drama and buzz, so she could get more clout and bring more attention to herself. And it worked. The page has now grown to over 110,000 followers, which shows that the controversy itself helped boost her platform even more. In her response on Facebook, Tisha completely disregarded people's concerns, calling them low-life haters instead of actually addressing what they were worried about. At the same time, she started saying things that didn't make much sense, like claiming that the police who came to investigate wanted to take pictures with her daughter. That just doesn't add up. No officer responding to something as serious as a child safety concern is going to treat it like a fan moment and ask for pictures. It sounds made up and only makes her response look less credible.
Y'all know we got to the police, like you know the police wanted to do? Take pictures with Miss Shirley. They wanted to take pictures, but they had to do their job, because a sick called up there.
But it gets worse. Instead of directly responding to the allegations or even trying to explain her actions clearly, Tisha goes off on unrelated points. She starts talking about how she is the sweetest person, how she had money before her daughter became famous, and how she built everything from the ground up.
I got this motherfucking house right here built from the ground up 10 years ago. I was 20-something. I'm 40. So I got it built when I was like 29. Make it make sense.
None of that actually addresses the issue people are raising. Nobody asked for that. It comes off like she is trying to shift the focus away from the real problem. On top of that, she starts speaking badly about other people, and even goes as far as insulting their mothers, which just makes the whole situation more heated and unnecessary.
Before boots on the ground, she been selling lemonade. My oldest one got an ice cream truck parked in the backyard. I got a whole store bill that I just bought back in November. Don't nobody just know about it. It's a whole custom building that I purchased to do hair in my backyard, but y'all don't know because I ain't posted did it.
And while Tisha is the one responsible for putting her child online and pushing her into all of this for money and attention, she then turns around and blames the critics. She acts like the people calling her out are the reason her child is not living a normal life, which doesn't make sense. She is the one who introduced her daughter to social media in the first place, and continues to post her constantly. She is the one booking her for events, making her dance, and taking her to places that are not appropriate for a child. The responsibility falls on her, not on the people reacting to what they see.
My baby can't even have no regular childhood, enjoy her childhood, because it's sick out there like y'all that ain't got going for yourself.
And not only that, but in the same response video, Tisha is clearly losing control. She is shouting, almost cursing in between her sentences, and speaking in a very aggressive tone. What makes it worse is that all of this is happening while LaR'iyah is right there in the background listening. You can even hear her reacting and repeating things, almost agreeing with what her mother is saying. That is a serious problem. A 4-year-old is going to copy what they hear, and exposing her to that kind of language and behavior increases the chances that she will repeat it later, whether it is at school or around other kids. That kind of environment directly affects how a child speaks and acts, and it shows again that there is very little thought being given to long-term impact. And this is not the only time that Tisha was careless with her words in front of LaR'iyah. If anything, there are hundreds of moments like this, but one that really stood out and made a lot of people upset was when Tisha was singing and dancing alongside her daughter to a song that says "X" and all while pointing to those areas with her hands. While Tisha has received a lot of backlash from the internet, with people on TikTok constantly making videos criticizing her, and even big YouTube channels calling her out for her behavior, she still didn't stop. She continued posting videos of her daughter singing and dancing to songs that are very inappropriate for her age. However, recently Tisha seems to have backed off a little. She has reduced the number of videos she uploads on TikTok, and started posting other types of content, like normal vlogs showing LaR'iyah doing regular day-to-day activities like a typical kid. Even with that, the impact of Tisha's actions on her daughter, especially in the future, is likely to be serious. No matter what she does now, she cannot fully avoid the consequences. Being exposed like this on the internet from such a young age takes away the child's ability to choose a private life later on. And the saddest part is that this situation was created by the very person who was supposed to protect her.